Here we go. It's Coach Pauly C. Okay, some real sales talk. And so most of your markets, a lot of your markets, if not all of your markets, are experiencing multiple offers, buyers competing against each other. And so from Alan Chambers in New York, Connecticut area, he hits me up and he goes, hey, Paul, help me out with a response to be able to talk to a buyer who has concern, hesitation, reservation with engaging that type of market because they're discouraged, because there's some apprehension or anxiety with wanting to get involved in a scenario that may not reap a result, right? So spending time on getting outbid and the market continuing to move forward. And so buyers who don't really want to get involved in that type of situation, how do I respond to that? Okay, so let's jump in on that concept and an idea, because remember what an objection is. An objection is a doubt, insecurity, fear, question in the mind of the buyer, of the prospect, in this scenario, a buyer. And so what's that question? That question is it worth it? Should I do it? Okay. And so very first thing we have to do is repeat, approve, move. And I know I've said it, if not once, a million times here at Real Sales Talk and in Power Hour coming at you every Wednesday, 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm going to be shooting that link everywhere on the Facebook private group, Real Sales Talk. Okay. So repeat, approve, move. I repeat the objection. I approve the objection. I plus the objection. And then I move on to a question. So the objection would go something like this. Hey, Paul, you know what? I'm not really sure I should get involved with a market like this. I have some reservation about multiple offers and getting outbid and just wasting my time. And so my response would be, hey, I certainly appreciate what I hear you saying is that you're not interested in getting involved. You feel like it might be a waste of time. And hey, I appreciate that. There's the repeat, approve. Okay, now I'm going to plus it because I said repeat, approve, plus it, move it. Okay, hey, I appreciate what I hear you saying, Paul, is that you're not interested in doing anything right now. You feel like maybe it might be a waste of your time. And hey, I appreciate that because you don't want to spend all this time. I know how valuable your time is and not get a result or not feel like it's worth it. Is that kind of how you feel? Okay, no, there was the plus. Okay, so I repeat, approve, I plus it, then I move it. Hey, this helps me help them feel like they're being heard. Repeat. I'm on the same side as them and I'm aligning with them. That's the approve. And now the plus it, that's the empathetic response. You really got to dig there, guys. That's the magic of the response of people feeling like they're being heard, feeling like that you're on the same side as them. Very, very important for repeat, approve, move. Now I'm going to move on to a good question. Okay, so what are those questions? Well, first is to seek to understand, because if they don't feel like they're being heard or you're on the same page as them, and you try one of these tricky closes, look, that energy is real. That energy is contagious. They're just going to feel like you're some slick salesperson trying to get them to move forward, not somebody who's sincerely and genuinely looking out for them. And so that move, that repeat, approve, the move is the question into something around situation and motivation, staying in on situation, and their motivation, and some who, what, when, where, how, why around. So tell me a little bit more about what leads you to believe that could be a waste of your time, or how do you really feel about continuing to rent? Or what are your thoughts around if you could get a great house and it meant being able to buy a property now as the market continued to increase in value? So what are your thoughts if the interest rates were to jump back up and price you out of the type of home that you were looking for? Now, look, the magic is that any question, any good question when asked well is going to be better received. So you got to think about what good questions. There's plenty of great questions in the playbook. Email me, therealsalestalk@gmail.com, and I'll send you a copy of the playbook that got me to 150 transactions in year 4 in the business. Okay, so what are good questions for you to be able to ask? Look, when you're listening carefully, you'll figure out what that next best question is. Okay. And more often than not, a great think, feel question. What are your thoughts around? How do you feel about? And less of you telling them. Okay. When you tie that think, feel question to a risk or a reward, just like I just did. Okay. Then they'll sincerely answer and the idea will come from them, and you can explore and then break down some of those reservations, anxieties, fears, and doubts and questions. Or find out really, actually, what I have here is a condition, something I can't do anything about, okay, that they're not going to move forward right now. And with an objection like this, thank you, Alan Chambers. Look, this sounds like an objection. This sounds like something I just need to have better conversation and consultation with, around repeating and approving to make them feel good, around good questions to break down this